Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. Okay, while I'm speaking to you right now, I want you to be aware that during this time of the NBA season, things could change literally any second. So I did a video, as you all probably are aware, I did a video this morning talking about the possibility of CJ McCollum to the Knicks. I did the video on if you notice, when I do these types of videos, I say the possibility because nothing is definite. And then I try to look at both sides of a proposed deal. In other words, what would Portland want? And what are the Knicks trying to do? Okay. And so that's what we are dealing with in that video. And of course, it's moot because my man ended up going to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, with that being the case, and with all of the, speculation, let's put it that way, a tremendous amount of speculation goes on at this time between people putting out fake account stuff and the real people putting out real stuff. It's really, crazy. So I also want y'all to understand something as we get started here. In any trade, okay, there are usually multiple teams. Even in this one, you notice they said that the Knicks were among other teams talking to Portland about CJ McCollum. That being the case, we have to understand, some people take the case that the Knicks didn't try to get him. Don't take that negative attitude. If they're talking to him, so other team, obviously. So it's up to Portland to decide which deal is the best for Portland. But the Knicks, and especially I'm glad we have Leon Rose in this situation, because he's not going to do a deal that's going to hurt the Knicks. We've had a lot of that over the last 20 years. GMs that would do deals that would actually hurt the Knicks. Leon is not going to do that. Now, also, we should take this premise in mind. Leon Rose is a penny pincher. He's not going to overspend. Look at the contracts he has had signed. Look at the contracts. 2-year deals, 3-year deals. Randall has a 4-year deal. Okay. And he's the biggest deal we got. And if you look at other rosters, they have several guys in Randall's salary range. Several. So Leon is a very good budget penny pincher president of basketball operations. And I'm not saying he would never pay $200 million for a guy, but he would do it if it's a guy that's going to get us to the finals. He's not going to do it like I would be shocked if we went and got De'Aaron Fox. He's $163 million over 5 years. He's not that guy that will bring you to the playoffs or to the finals. He's not that guy. If he was, he'd be Luka Doncic or Trae Young. If he was, he's not that guy. I'm not saying he stinks, but Leon's not going to make a trade giving up $117 million in Julius Randle for $163 million in De'Aaron Fox. He's not going to do that. It's against what we've already seen in his style, in his management style. Okay, it's against everything we've seen. It would violate everything that he has already done. And I'm sorry. Welcome to the chat. I'm on my lunch break, so I'm just trying to get this business out there. Welcome to y'all in the chat. Thank you for joining us today in this thing. So let's understand the parameters, the basics, the general things that we're dealing with. So the next, what's the next move after this fell through? I liked the CJ McCollum idea after I got a chance to analyze it, because in the trade proposal, we would have had to include Evan Fournier, and it would probably have to be a 3-way, because remember, Portland is trying to reduce salary. And I told some of y'all that was asking about Anthony Simons, and I was telling you that wasn't going to happen. And now you understand why. They're trying to reduce salary so they can build with Simons and Dame. They know they got to pay Dame a boatload of money, but they're trying to get around him young talent. Okay. And so you got Simons, you got Nasir Little. And so they're looking for expiring deals. All right. So now, what does that leave the Knicks now that the CJ thing is off? Because that would have helped us. That would have got us off of Burks, off of Fournier. It would have got us a point guard for now. That's only going to be a year and a half until our guys are ready. It would have did a lot for us. But okay, that's off the table. So what are the Knicks trying to do right now? Check this out. What is the whole purpose? How did all of this begin? Let's take off the NBA 2K hats and let's think about how did all of this start? It started with the Cam Reddish deal. Okay, it started with that deal. Now, apparently, Tibbs did not want, according to Mark Berman. Take that with what you will. But apparently, Tibbs did not want Cam Reddish. And Leon went and did it anyway. Now, that should tell you something. First of all, I said this yesterday. If this was The Godfather, Leon is Don Corleone. Tibbs is Clemenza. You understand? That's how that works. Tibbs is Clemenza. Now, above him, above both of them is James Dolan. But you better believe Leon Rose got more power in the Knicks organization than anybody except James Dolan. Okay? So, okay, that's what we have to understand. So for him to go get Cam Reddish, and then Cam Reddish is now getting DMPs, but we kind of knew that was going to happen because we said there's going to have to be other movements. And even Tibbs himself said it about a week ago. He said, you can't add to the rotation. We got a rotation. You can't keep adding players without taking players out. So you know somebody's moving. More than one player, at least two are moving. Okay, so what is the point now? You have to focus and understand. Some of y'all still trying to get, who can we get back? It's not about who we can get back. It's about what salaries we can shed and get these kids some minutes so that Tom has no choice but to play these kids. Right now, we all are very clear on Tom Thibodeau, whether you like him or not. There's certain things that are clear. It's very clear. Julius Randle's his guy. It's very clear. He's going to stick by Julius Randle regardless. That's his guy. Okay? It's very clear that he believes Emmanuel Quickley's a point guard. It's very clear. We may not agree. We may agree. But that's clear. He does that. Very clear. It is also clear he does not like to play young guys. He doesn't like to play young guys. Okay. And he's probably thinking, shoot, I'm playing Quentin Grimes. I got my young guy quota. I'm playing Obi Toppin 11 minutes. I got my young guy quota. But I think Leon, based on this move, this Cam move, he's not thinking like that. So we're trying to subtract players, and what we're looking for back, listen, is expiring contracts. We don't care who the guy is. I don't care who he is. If he's an expiring contract, that's what we want. Okay? It's an expiring deal. So that's what they're trying to get right now. Like I said, Ingles is still available. They got a $9 million exception granted to them, Utah, from the NBA. They can absorb a player without us taking somebody back. And of course, to me, the biggest one right there is Burks. Burks was drafted by the Jazz. Burks liked being in Utah before they traded him. He still had, from last night, just watching, you could see his interaction with Utah players. He's very comfortable there, and that fits right in there. The only question is, does Utah want him? I can't see why they wouldn't, but see what I'm saying? That is what the type of deals we're looking for. We're looking for guys that we can put in. Dallas has a $10.8 million trade exception. They will lose it if they don't use it. Kemba Walker fits right there. Okay, fits right there. Jalen Brunson is playing alongside Luka. They got Trey Burke. For some reason, I think in the beginning of the season, they were talking about not bringing back Burke, but they got him. But Kemba Walker is the point guard off the bench that you can play for 15 or 20 minutes and not worry about his knees. And so that's a possibility. But that's the type of deals we're looking for. When you look at the NBA, all of the expiring deals, you got people from John Wall at the top all the way to the bottom. You got people like at the bottom, you got Dwight Howard, you got Udonis Haslem, James Johnson. You got a whole bunch of expiring deals. Okay, you got a whole bunch of expiring deals. We don't care who the guy is. What we care about is if it's expiring, because we want to lose that money and get the kids time. Give them the time. Okay, so that's what's going on right now. What I liked about the CJ McCollum deal is we were going to be able to get rid of Burks and Evan Fournier with one fell swoop. That's what I liked about it, because it was going to open up Grimes, Cam, and Deuce. Okay, so that's what they're trying to do right now. The games themselves, if it was me, I would say like this: I wouldn't play Kemba again. I don't want him getting hurt. That messes up his trade value. I wouldn't play him until after whoever he's going to be with after the deadline. Okay, I wouldn't play Nerlens Noel. I would try not to play Evan Fournier or Burks, any of them that we look in the trade, because the last thing we need is for them to wreck their knee and be out for the season. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know he is, but I'm saying if it was me, I'm saying. But two of these guys got to be moved. It's Kemba with either Fournier or Burks. They got to be moved. Nerlens Noel, they could move him, but he's not going to open up time for Cam. Moving Nerlens Noel does not get Cam Reddish in the rotation. Moving Evan Fournier does. Moving Alec Burks does. Moving one of these guys gets Evan Fournier in the rotation. Gets Cam Reddish in the rotation. That's what we're looking to do. That's the point here. Okay, that's the point here. We're trying to get Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. I think they're trying to get Deuce in the rotation too. I think they are. So Cam Reddish, Deuce McBride, they're looking to move. Now, with regard to Jericho Sims, you got to go back to last year when we drafted him and when he was playing in some. I was telling y'all he's gonna have to wait a year. That's why they signed him to a two-way contract. He's gonna have to wait a year because they got Mitchell Robinson. You got Nerlens Noel, and y'all come on. Don't beat your head up against the wall by trying to think Tom Thibodeau's not going to play Taj Gibson in front of Jericho Sims. He's going to. So don't get yourself all worked up. But when you have Jericho Sims now, and then you let him get another summer league in, and he come back next year, he's going to supplant. I think he supplants both Nerlens Noel and Taj Gibson. In that. Okay, so, but don't worry about Jericho right now. I still think even with that, if they trade Nerlens, of course, Jericho will get some time. And Nerlens hurt half the time anyway. So so we see what happens, but yeah, but they can still trade the contract, keep Steezy. That's what I'm saying. Hurt don't matter. Ricky Rubio was hurt too. They traded his contract. You can still trade the contract. Hurt don't matter. That's right. Nurkic is an expiring deal. That's a $12 million expiring deal. Now, Danny, yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. That's an expiring deal. Okay. If Portland wants to trade it, I don't know if they want to re-sign him or what they want to do. Tristan Thompson, that's another one. Tristan Thompson, how much is he? Tristan Thompson where is he at? I'm looking on this list. I know he was on there. There he is. He's a $9.4 million expiring contract. Tristan Thompson. You see what I'm saying? So all we need is to get the guys we want to move matched up with expiring money. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. Whether it takes 2 teams or 3 teams, we're trying to get guys we're trying to move matched up with expiring dollars. That's what we're trying to do. And we're looking at teams that have expiring dollars, that have exceptions, trade exceptions like Dallas, or teams with a lot of cap space like Detroit or Oklahoma City. Because then, you have to give them some picks for them to take on the player you don't want. That's why they ended up with Kemba. and then they bought him out. They ended up with Kemba because Boston gave them picks to take Kemba off their hands. Okay, so that's the focus. That's the focus right now. We're trying to focus on getting Cam Reddish. They're doing all the Leon wants Cam Reddish playing, and I do too, and a lot of y'all do too. And I think he wants Deuce to play too. I think they're going to open up minutes for Deuce and Cam, especially with D Rose hurt. D Rose not coming back for another at the earliest 17 days. That's like 5 or 6 games more, you know. So they're working with Tibbs. That's how it's working. Tibbs may not agree, and as you can see, for them to put, first of all, for them to bring in Kemba, and Tibbs didn't want it, and Evan, and Tibbs only wanted Evan. My understanding is because Tibbs talked to Steve Clifford, and Steve Clifford, who used to coach in Orlando, vouched for Evan. But at first, Tibbs didn't want either of them. Okay, but so that, you know what I mean? But so for Leon to be able to pull the trigger regardless, Leon is pulling the strings on this team. And I have to say, I'm not trying to down Tibbs, but Leon is smarter when it comes to personnel. So a lot of y'all keep bringing up the Minnesota situation with Tibbs. But you need to understand, when Tibbs was in Minnesota, he was the coach, the GM, and the president of basketball operations. He made all the decisions. That was a disaster. He is definitely not the guy for that. Okay, even a guy that you might like, Doc Rivers did the same thing in the Clippers. He was GM and coach, and it didn't take long for them to figure out, you know what, this ain't gonna work too well. No, you need a separate GM, a separate president of basketball operations, and you need a coach. Tibbs is gonna coach. If you put 10 JV guys from high school in front of him, he's gonna coach them. Okay, that's what he does. So Leon knows that. So he's pulling the strings of the roster that he wants to see. So the bottom line is this: after Thursday, we should be seeing 2 of those guys going. It'd be good to see 3 of them going. And I'm not even counting Nerlens Noel, because Nerlens Noel's departure doesn't do anything for us as far as Cam and Deuce. That don't do nothing. Okay, that don't do nothing. Okay, so let's let Leon do what he does. I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, it could be changed right within the next 30 seconds. But I have a feeling that my man Leon is waiting to get the best deal he can, and he's going to wait till Thursday to pull the trigger. I'm thinking he's going to wait till Thursday. I think he's got deals already in place, but he's looking for the best deal. That's what I think he's doing right now. And I think he's going to wait till Thursday to pull that trigger. Unless somebody blows him away with something between today and tomorrow, he's going to wait till Thursday to pull that trigger. And if you see him do something today or tomorrow, it means it must have been really good. It must be really good, because I think he's going to wait and get the best deal. They're not going to stand pat. And I'll tell you why. There's a 100% chance they do not stand pat. And I'll tell you why. Number one, if Leon goes and gets Cam Reddish and they stand pat, Cam Reddish is going to be getting DNPs the rest of the season. And then Leon's going to have a real problem. He's going to have a real problem in the locker room. Okay? So that's number one. They're not going to stand pat. If you had told me if they didn't go get Cam Reddish, okay, I would say, you know what? They're probably going to stand pat. I would probably go that way. Okay? But they went and got Cam Reddish, and they gave up a number 1 pick for Cam Reddish. I don't care whose pick it was. It was number 1 pick, plus Kevin Knox. So they are not standing pat. 100% sure that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen, because you're going to have a problem for Mr. Reddish and those representing him in that locker room if you stand pat and let Tibbs keep giving this guy DNP CDs. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, so that's off the table to me. I just want to know which 2 dudes are going, or 3. But I know they got to get rid of Kemba Walker, and I know they got to move either Evan Fournier or Alec Burks. Alec Burks is the easier dude to move. He's the easier one to move, money-wise. He fits in a lot of places. Okay, but Fournier is a shooter. He's a shooter. Okay, a lot of teams like shooters. He's shooting 40% from 3. A lot of teams like shooters. So let's see what happens, man. But yeah. So to me, I'm just trying to stay focused on the goal and not get caught up on what can we get back or who we gonna get, and so yeah. What aspiring guards? Let's see. There's a lot of them. As far as guards, let me see. I'll tell you right now. If we do it by position, I'm going to name some people that we're not getting, but just all the expiring guards. So you got Harden, Beal, Gary Harris, Zach LaVine, Jeremy Lamb, Tom Satoransky, who just got traded. Satoransky is now a part of Portland. Jarrett Culver, Pat Connaughton, Hamidou Diallo, Kendrick Nunn, Lou Williams, Josh Jackson, Bruce Brown, Brian Forbes, DiVincenzo from Milwaukee, Lonnie Walker from San Antonio, Wayne Ellington, Etwan Moore, Anthony Simons. Well, we're not getting him. We know that. Then Kent Bazemore. Bazemore be a guy you might want to look at, but he's only getting 2.4 million, so he may not even move the needle. Point guards. Let's see. Point guards. Point guards that are expiring. Let's take a look here. I see John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving. Well, we see Goran Dragic. Ricky Rubio already got traded. Patrick Beverly, Delon Wright, Tyrus Jones, Patty Mills, Dennis Schroeder, Avery Bradley, Colin Sexton, Corey Joseph, Campazzo from Denver, Trey Burke from Dallas. All of these cats are expiring. And there's more. There's a lot more. Gary Payton II, Frank Ntilikina, Dennis Smith Jr., Jalen Brunson. Well, we know we're not getting none of them because for different reasons. But yeah, there's a lot of. It don't matter. I'm trying to tell you, don't look at it. It don't matter what position the guy is. It really don't matter. Whoever it is will get waived when they come over here. They'll get waived. So that don't matter. It doesn't matter. They want a guy they want to waive. And then they'll go and sign another guy to a minimum contract. They'll bring up a G League dude. They're trying to get minutes on the rotation for Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. I mean, look, if you James Dolan, you're James Dolan, your president of basketball operations drafted a Deuce McBride. You're sending him to the G League and he's averaging 30 points a game. And you're having trouble at the point guard spot. You trying to tell me James Dolan ain't going to at least ask, what about this kid, McBride? What about him? What are we doing? What's going on? I mean, wouldn't you? You're the owner. You're writing the checks. So you want to say, okay, what's going on there? And you went and traded for this Cam Reddish. He's not playing. What's the plan? The boss going to want to know. Okay, so they're going to make moves. I'm going to tell you right now. I think he will. The question is, D-Nice asked, will he play Deuce? I think he will. First, for two reasons. Let me tell you why the two reasons he's going to play Deuce. He pushed to get Deuce. I know that's crazy, right? But it was Tibbs that pushed to get Deuce McBride. Okay? He pushed to get Deuce McBride. That's problem number one for him. Okay? Problem number two. D Rose is not coming back until the end of February. That's 2 or 3 weeks from now. Okay. So and if you move Burks, there go his security blanket at the point guard. You move Burks and Fournier, and listen, as much as we like Grimes to start, Tibbs. I mean, as much as we like Cam to start, Tibbs, Grimes is going to start. So now you moving into Cam territory. And look, Tibbs could be stubborn if he wants to now. But like I said, in this scenario, Leon is Corleone. Tibbs is not Corleone. He's Clemenza. If he want to get stupid, he could be removed. Okay? I don't want to see him be removed. But if you're sitting there and you're Tibbs and you see Leon from the front office, he takes your Burks away. He takes your Evan Fournier away. He takes Kemba away. You should be getting a message. And I think Tibbs is already getting a message because he did not want Cam, and Cam is here. It's like this, y'all. Back in the days, back in the 70s, I used to work for a bank. I worked for Chase Manhattan Bank down on Water Street. and I was a clerk, right? And we was in the office with a whole bunch of clerks. We were all in this office. It was foreign exchange. And they started laying people off, and they were laying people off because the computer room was right next door. And everything that we were doing manually, they kept getting more and more computer power to do, right? And so as they started getting more computers, they would lay people off and the wall would get smaller in the room because the computer room was growing and we were shrinking. So you had to see what was going on to know, oh man, I better get out of this department or I'm going to get laid off. Well, Tibbs sees the wall moving. It's moving. All right. So he can stay there if he want to and act like it ain't moving, but it's moving. So he's got to make his decision. So when you start seeing some of these guys disappear, and you're going to see that, he's got to make his decision. Okay. He got to make his decision. So that's what we're going to see here. If he want to be real stubborn and try to go to a 7-man rotation or 8-man, okay. There'll be another conversation at that point. But I believe Tibbs will get the message and do what he's told because he's a coach. He wanted to coach the Knicks more worse than any team. He was begging to coach the Knicks, going all the way back to when when they fired Don Tony, that he wanted to coach the Knicks. And then after that, and then every coach they had to that, Tibbs was trying to get in there. So he's been working a long time to get the Knicks job. Okay. He ain't gonna throw it away being stupid. He ain't dumb. Okay, so again, William, I don't care if it's the Cookie Monster. If he's on an expiring deal, that's again, think about it that way. It don't matter who the player is. Whoever the player is getting cut. That's irrelevant. Whoever the player is getting cut. Let me go over it again. We're trying to. The point of the whole exercise is to get minutes for Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. That's the whole exercise here. Okay, that's the whole exercise. To get minutes for Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. So it doesn't matter what they're getting back. And also, being that Leon is the penny pincher, he's going to try to dump those salaries. He wants to dump Kemba's salary, Burke's salary, and Evan Fournier's salary. Okay, he wants to dump those salaries. Now, as crazy as we see that as crazy as Randall has been this year, I doubt he gets moved at the trade deadline. And I'll tell you why I doubt it. You got to get equal value back. You're not going to be able to dump his salary unless you're taking on John Wall. And John, you could take on John Wall. You want to dump that salary? You could take on John Wall. I don't think the Knicks are that desperate to dump his salary, though, right now. I don't think they are. I think they'll wait till the summer. I think you're talking about draft night and free agency. You're talking about that, a sign and trade. Let's just assume, for the sake of argument, like I don't think it's going to happen because of what the owner already said. But let's assume, for the sake of argument, Jalen Brunson says, "I want to be a Knick. I like the Dallas organization, but I really want to be a Knick." That would be a sign and trade. That'd be a sign and trade. And so the Knicks would have to have some money to match the money that Brunson is getting. Might take a third team or some other players, but that would be where you're talking about a Julius Randle. Okay, that's what you're talking about. So you're trying to get equal value. So what you need is a guy that's a solid second option on the playoff team. Now Brunson is. It's questionable. I think we can all agree it's questionable, at least about Julius. Some of us have more faith in him than others, but I'm saying it's questionable. Okay. So there you go. But I don't think they move Randall before the trade deadline. I would be surprised if they moved him. I really would be surprised. I'm not in love with Julius Randle anymore. Not anymore. He done lost me. But I'm just thinking business-wise, I don't think they make that move. I don't think they make that move for Julius Randle. And the whole De'Aaron Fox thing. Okay, let's address De'Aaron Fox. You're Leon Rose. You have Julius Randle. 4 years, $117 million. He's a power forward. With all of his problems, he's a 2010 guy. So you're going to replace him with a guy that was never All-NBA, never an all-star, never made a playoff, never been in the playoffs. And he's being paid $163 million. You're going to put your job on the line? You're going to put your job on the line for that? I don't think so. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. Okay, I don't see that happening. Did they just trade Halliburton? Let me take a look at that. Is that true? Did they just trade Halliburton? I'm taking a look now. So who reported that? Who reported that? Was that Woj? Was that Wojbaum? Was that a Wojbaum, y'all? Let me look at that here. I'm looking on my phone to see what we got here. That was Woj? Okay, let's take a look here. I'm looking at Woj. See what we got. They traded Halliburton to Indiana. Wow, that's big time. That tells me for sure the Knicks are not trading Julius Randle to the Kings. Like you know that, right? You know the Knicks are not trading Julius Randle to the Kings. But I do think some of y'all are already thinking, and tell me if I'm wrong. I think some of y'all are already thinking, why couldn't we have traded Julius Randle for Halliburton? Isn't that what you're thinking? I know you're thinking that. Why could we have traded Julius Randle for Halliburton? That's what y'all thinking, right? I know you are. Don't worry. Let's see what they gave up. It looks like the Pacers are trading Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb for Halliburton. Wow, they getting Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. They're getting Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. Wow. Hey, I have to admit, we might have been able to do that. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't like Randle as much as we think. Maybe they wanted Sabonis before they wanted Randle. Oh, man. Yeah, the Fox trade is dead. And I'm kind of glad. I didn't want him anyway. So, again, okay. Now, Indy gave up. It looked like they gave up Buddy Hield. No, Sabonis. They gave up Sabonis and Jeremy Lamb for Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson. They gave up Sabonis and Buddy Hield and Jeremy Lamb. They gave up Jeremy Lamb from UConn and Sabonis. Looked like they gave both of those guys up, and probably some picks. Okay, yeah. That Ruggs gets it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are trying to open up minutes for Deuce McBride. That's what they're doing. Whether you like it or not, you can see. Can you see it? Halliburton goes to Indiana. McCollum goes to New Orleans. Okay. Justin Holiday, thanks. Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, Sabonis. Okay, I thought it was just Lamb and Sabonis, but Holiday's involved. That makes sense. Holiday gets traded a lot, but okay, that makes sense. Holiday been on like 5 or 6 different teams, so that's not. Some guys just trade bait all the time. Sort of like Alec Burks. He's become like that too. But anyway, y'all got to see that they're trying to open up minutes for Cam and Deuce right now. That's all I'm trying to tell you. They don't want guys back that they can't cut. I'm trying to tell you. They don't want guys back they can't cut. Okay? That's it. See, like some of y'all talking about Westbrook. They don't want Brody because they got another year to pay him. And I think the same, I'm surprised. Let me see, because Westbrook got a player option. He got a player option. So does John Wall. That's why those guys ain't coming. They got player options. Their deals could end this summer, but they're not going to. They're not going to turn down 40-something million. So that's why they're not coming. They don't want nobody they can't cut right now. Okay? I'm trusting the Don. I ain't messing around. I'm trusting the Don. I understand. You guys got the battered wife syndrome. I get it. No, I get it. We've had a lot of bad front offices come through New York. We have. So I can't blame y'all for feeling that kind of way. I can't. But that doesn't matter. Like I said, it don't matter, Jay. I don't care who it is. He's going to get cut when he gets here. Whoever it is going to get cut when he gets here. No, Brogdon ain't going nowhere. First of all, look at his contract. Brogdon cannot be traded until April. After April. He cannot be traded this trade deadline. He cannot be traded till the summer. Right, till April. He can't be traded. So Brogdon's off the table. Plus, we got 4 years, $80 million left to play on him. No. That's not going to happen. No. Yeah. Leon's smart enough, man. And I'm telling y'all, he's opening up minutes for Deuce McBride. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Dolan, Jay Sniper asked, Raw, would you want Patrick Beverly? And I'm saying to you, Jay, it don't matter. Is he expiring? I don't care who he is. Can we fit Burks in his contract there? Can we trade him for Kemba? It don't matter. We're cutting. Whoever comes here, we're cutting him. Whoever comes here, we're cutting him. It don't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who it is. Is it expiring? Patrick Beverly, how much is that? Let me look at that. How much is Patrick Beverly? Patrick Beverly is $13 million expiring. So listen, if we can include Beverly and with Fournier, and they throw in whoever he's on, throws in Minnesota, throws in another piece, and we give them Fournier, we cutting Beverly. That's it. They're gonna buy him out. Okay, y'all. Okay. Somebody said Tibbs ain't playing this. Okay, we're gonna see. I'm telling you, they're opening up minutes. You just saw McCollum walk out the door, and you saw Halliburton walk out the door. So the Kings are building around Fox and Davion Mitchell. They just got the 4 they wanted in Sabonis. So those guys are gone. Okay, they're trying to make minutes for Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. Telling you, that's what's going to happen. Well, I don't know if he's going to start Thursday, but he's going to be in the rotation after the trade deadline. He's going to be in the rotation. I don't know if he's going to start yet, but he'll be in the rotation. Listen, let's be real. Quickly's going to start at point. If he loses Burks, Tibbs is going to start quickly at point guard. He's going to start at point guard. But I don't care at that point. You know why I don't care at that point? If Deuce McBride's in a regular rotation, getting 15 to 20 minutes a game, I thoroughly believe in this principle. If given equal chance, the cream always rises to the top. I believe that. If given equal chance, the cream always rises to the top. Okay? Well, we might be done with it, but Tibbs ain't. We might be done with it. Tibbs don't care about what we think. But I'm saying, if you remove Burks and Kemba, and you force him to play, you're forcing him now. There's no D Rose here yet. So you're forcing him to play IQ and Deuce. He's got to. So, hey, say what you want. He could love IQ. He could kiss IQ's feet. IQ is not playing 48 minutes. He is not. And as bad a defense as this young man has been playing over the last, I don't know how many games now, he is not playing no 48 minutes. Okay. Well, if he's forced to, if he's forced to, that's what I'm saying. If you give him only 2 guards and he's got to play one, he's got to play both of them. So Deuce is going to get a chance. No, he's not outplaying Deuce in practice. You've heard several Knicks say Deuce is killing. Even Tom himself say Deuce is killing in practice. Even Tom said that. Not only that, he gone to the G League getting 39. Come on, man. Come on, man. Grimes is still going to be Grimes. So, like, if you trade Fournier, Grimes is the starter at the 2. Yeah. So, if you trade Fournier, Grimes is your starter at the 2. All right. The Knicks are not trading Obi Toppin this trade season. He's not going nowhere. That would be stupid. You got Obi Toppin on a rookie deal. He's not complaining about coming off the bench. They're keeping him. Okay. They're not going to do. Some of y'all still in fantasy land, man. Come on, you got to be real. You know who Leon is, right? Look at the deals that he's done already. Yeah, he did. So come on, y'all got to be real. Stop the NBA 2K. We're not trying to trade Obi Toppin. As long as Obi's not complaining about minutes, which he's not, you're not going to trade him yet. He's not going anywhere. Listen, when you have talent on rookie contracts, you want to keep them. Do you understand that? When you have talent on rookie contracts, you want to keep them during their whole rookie deal. Okay, that's what you want. Unless there are problems with the team, unless there's a locker room problem. When you got talent and it's on rookie deals, you want to keep that talent. And that's Obi. And that's IQ too. Okay. Now I mentioned IQ and some of y'all went berserk this morning. But I'm trying to tell you, if I'm Portland, that's what I would ask for. If I'm Portland. They just got Keon Johnson, right? They just got Keon. They got Josh Hart. They're looking for young, cheap talent. So that's what I'm saying. So nobody wants to give that up. Yeah, let's get Bradley Beal. That's right. He just wave the wand and he'll come to New York. And I think he got a player option too. Let me see. I think Bradley Beal, even though he's expiring, he has a player option. I don't think he's going to be, I don't think he's one of these guys that's going to be really, I think he's a mirage. He's not really available because, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's really available. I don't think he's really available. Bradley Beal has got a player option. Yeah. So he's not going to, if he gave up the player option, that'd be one thing, but I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah. Kevin Noah. Well, why would Minnesota want Kemba and Evan and Nerlens? Why would they want that? So that's what your question you got to ask yourself. Why would they want that? I mean, it makes a good deal for the Knicks, but I'm saying, why would they want that? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why would Minnesota want that? I can see Minnesota wanting Evan Fournier. I can see that because he's a shooter. And every team in Minnesota's pushing for the playoffs, they need a shooter. I can see that. Okay. But why would they want that? That's what, when y'all make a decision to make a trade in your mind, that's what you got to ask yourself. Why would the other team want that? It's not just the Knicks you're looking at. You got to look at what does Minnesota, what would they want? Where would they want those guys? Okay. I don't know. I don't know. And Gorilla, I'm not saying, that's a good deal you just put out there. He suggests, what did you suggest? He just suggested, what did you suggest, Gorilla? Let me see here. You put Kemba, Evan Fournier, Nerlens Noel for Patrick Beverley, Tayshaun Prince, and Josh Okogie. And I think that makes sense. I like the deal for the Knicks, but I just want to know, why would Minnesota do that? They would want Evan Fournier, but Kemba's not expiring. I mean, don't they have Tyus Jones? Don't they have one of them Jones boys on their team? So I wonder, why would they do it? Yeah, now, right. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just saying, that's what y'all got to think about. Why would another team do a deal with us? What are they getting out of it? What is their MO? What is their motivation here? You got to see that. I don't even want to talk about that, Blog Roots, because it's not going to happen. So we're not trading Obi, and they just got Halliburton. So I don't like getting into fantasy. I want to talk about what could happen. And that's not going to happen. So that's not going to happen. Thanks, No Chill. Appreciate that, my brother. Yeah, I don't like talking about fantasy. I'm not into fantasy basketball. Really, I'm not. I'm into what could really happen here. Okay, so I'm just saying, I'm thinking about Evan Fournier. Yeah, he could go to Minnesota. I like what Gorilla, SB Gorilla. I like what he because I think Minnesota would use an Evan Fournier. Okay, they got enough rookie deals to take on a Fournier, and he could help them, in the playoff run. He could. So, but I don't know what the other parameters are, but I wouldn't mind that. And I would take Patrick Beverley back and buy him out right away. Let Tibbs be trying to, start him. He got to be bought out right away. You got to cut him immediately. So, and then Okogie, the problem with Okogie is Tibbs drafted him. That was one of Tibbs' few draft picks. And before IQ and Grimes, he played more minutes than any rookie for Tibbs. Okogie. He played like 24 minutes a game for Tibbs. Yeah, that is a nice trio. Brogdon, as long as Brogdon is playing, dude's always hurt. But Halliburton and Duarte, I have no idea. I thought the Harden for Simmons deal was a good one for both teams. I thought that was a good one. I don't like James Harden because Harden has played with Chris Paul. He has played with Russell Westbrook. He has played with Kevin Durant. And he has never won. So I'm not really into Harden. I'm just not into him. Okay, I'm not into him. Simmons, at least, is still young. He's like still 24, 25 years old. But Harden is a little bit more advanced in years, and he ain't won nothing. He's been playing with superstars in their prime. So I'm not into Harden too much. Okay. Yeah. So I'm not into Harden too much. But I still think from Daryl Morey's perspective, who's in charge in Philly, he might like that deal. I mean, what else is he gonna get for Simmons? He's not gonna get nobody like Harden for Simmons. So, well, brother GMS Graham Millstone, I'm just saying, like, I think Brunson would fit better than Fox, money wise, and as far as what we need in the lineup. I don't want neither. I want Deuce McBride, and I'm thinking they're making these moves. Yeah, I know. Nick, he got traded to the Pacers with apparently it was Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Tristan Thompson. For someone said it was Justin Holiday, Sabonis, and Jeremy Lamb. Yeah, Jeremy Lamb. Well, we'll see. It's hard to say who wins these trades. I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah. I agree with you, Primo. I think you're right about that. He's bigger than both of those guys. Actually, Deuce is like 6'1.5", 6'2", and he likes to flush it on people. I think he should stop doing that, but he does like to try to flush it on people. Yeah, no, I don't want Harden at all. I'm agreeing with you, Mary. But somebody asked me about the Nets and Simmons, and I think Simmons goes to Brooklyn. I can't see nobody else having the assets to trade for him. Maybe next year, because Wall will be expiring next year. If Houston wants to get off some money, not Houston. If Philly wants to get off that money, they could trade for Wall, and then he's expiring next year and take a whole bunch. Houston got a ton of draft capital and take that. They could do that. So there's a lot of things that could happen. I don't know, but I'm just thinking about the Knicks right now. Yeah, Miles Turner. So they've traded Sabonis. Who else they traded? They traded Justin Holiday. I think they might keep Miles Turner now. So you got Duarte, Brogdon, Halliburton, and Miles Turner. That's a very good nucleus right there. I think they keep Miles Turner. I don't know what they would get for him as far as value, what they would get for him. But we'll see. But, I want the Knicks to get an expiring deal. Oh, yeah, Primo. I would be playing Sims right now. But I ain't Tibbs. If it was up to me, I'd be playing Mitch Rob and I'd be having Sims come off the bench behind. That's what I would do. I would definitely do that. But that ain't Tibbs. He ain't going to do that. And I don't want to trade Taj Gibson. I don't mind him trading Nerlens and Will, but Taj Gibson is New York. So I heard that too, John, but I think that was a false report, John. John said Turner's in Toronto. I thought so too, but I think it was a false report. It's gone now. James who? James who? LeBron James. He ain't talking about it. Come on, Tony, man. Come on, man. That ain't happening, man. Come on. No way. That ain't happening. I know you ain't talking about LeBron James. No. They're not doing that. First of all, I think LeBron gonna retire in LA. He's gonna retire in LA. If he goes on from the Lakers, it's because his son is playing in the league and his son is playing for someplace other than the Lakers. I think LeBron stays in LA. He's 36, man. I think he stays in LA. But no, I don't think Turner. I saw that report with Turner going to Toronto, but it was a false report. Somebody hacked Rose's account and put that in there like it was him. But I don't think Turner's going to Toronto. At least that's not officially done. Yeah. I agree with you, George. Chick. I agree with you, Chick. So yeah, but right now, the focus is, remember, the focus is getting minutes for Cam and Deuce. That's the focus, yo. That's what we trying to do here. Everything else, yeah. Who we get back, don't care. As long as it's expiring, that they can cut that player as soon as they get him. That's all that matters. Okay. We don't care who the player is. They're not going to play for us. Deuce and Cam. That's what they're trying to do right now. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the Sixers are happy with what they got right now. I think Maxi's got the keys, and I don't think he's giving them back. I think Maxi's got the keys. Nah, don't worry about it, Marv. Like I said, I think they're focusing on Deuce. They're going to try to get minutes for Deuce. They're going to force Tom Thibodeau to play Deuce McBride. He's probably not going to start him, but he's going to be in the rotation. Yeah, no, it's anyway. But we're going to know. Today is Monday. No, today's Tuesday. Shoot, today Tuesday. 48 hours. 48 hours from now, we're going to know. 48 hours. I don't know about Simmons. He's a special case because of his contract and his situation. I don't know about Simmons being traded. He might or he might not. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that. And Morey is asking for a Kingsman. I think Daryl Morey is waiting for James Harden. I think Daryl Morey is waiting for James Harden. And I think he'll wait till the season's end. Nets are going to be eliminated. I think talk about a curse. I think there's a curse on the Nets. You talk about Durant, Irving, and Harden, and they can't win. Something always happening. I think there's a curse on the Nets. And I think Daryl Morey is just waiting to the end of the season, and he's going to offer James Harden a deal, and James Harden's going to go over there, and it's going to be Simmons straight up for James Harden. That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. But the Knicks are trying to just open up minutes for Cam Reddish and Deuce McBride. That's what everything's going on right now. Okay. They're not trading Randall. I don't see them trading Randall this season. Okay. I don't think they're trading Randall this season. But hey, listen, it wouldn't be the first dumb move the Kings have made, right? I wouldn't have traded Halliburton either, but that's not the first dumb move the Kings have made. So there you go. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for showing up. Thank y'all for hanging out. I got to get back to work, but I wanted to put that out there because of the way these deals are moving, and you're going to see a lot more happening in the next 48 hours. You're going to see a lot more happening in the next 48 hours. Yeah, so I just put it out there. So we'll make some moves, but they're gonna look for some expiring deals. They're trying to get these contracts off their books. They're trying to get Fournier, Kemba, and Burks off their books, and they're gonna open up room for these kids to play. I believe that. That's what's going on right now. But y'all, please be safe out there. Don't let the Knicks drive you too crazy. Hey, listen, you know it's going to be the same night tonight like it was last night. Only thing you're going to switch Kemba and Burks. You know that's what's going on. So don't be surprised when you see it. You know you're going to have time to play Deuce, and you're not going to do it. So And if Grimes is back, no more Cam tonight. If Grimes is hurt again, okay, you'll see Cam. Otherwise, you won't see Cam. All right. Y'all get ready for that. Just brace for that. And y'all have peace, man. Be at peace. Don't shorten your life forces with this stuff, man. It ain't worth that. All right. Y'all be good, man. Shalom.